Hello! It's Halloween edition of the Skeptical Health Bar. What's going on? Let me turn this off because that's loud. Oh my goodness. It is Halloween time. Yes, I am dressed as a Jedi. Hello. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Melissa. Yeah, that was my drawn out. We're having a spook. Wow. Leia looks like extra naked in the dark. Look at that. That's funny looking. Hello, everyone. Hello. It is a Halloween edition of the Skeptical Health Bar tonight. It is an open mic night, but we are also doing the little bit of like your stories. That's what we're doing tonight. Hey, John, what's up? Let's go through Melissa and John with an H.
Woo-hoo.
And I see other people coming in. That's cool. Hey, JD's here. Awesome. Happy almost Halloween. So, yes, tonight is about your stories. So, basically, I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link in the chat room. Hi, Diane. And we're going to talk about your stories. We're going to talk about your spooky experiences. And we're kind of taking a step back, maybe, from being all serious and, you know, let's debunk the shit out of things tonight. We can talk about the stories if you want to, maybe offer some alternative explanations for them, maybe some plausible explanations, but we can also just, you know, enjoy the story because it's Halloween. Why not? Let's what is that? Suspension of disbelief. You know, let's just get into it. So let me get the link. Oh, wait, I gotta go over the rules first. This hood is actually hot. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna peel back. I'm gonna go casual Jedi now. Thank you. I have air conditioning. That's what you get on this budget. All right, so let me get the rules up here. Let's get the special. There we go. So rule number 1, as always, you are welcome to ask any type of paranormal related question that you want to. You can share your stories tonight. Hey, Dr. Jim. Awesome. I'll in return for your skeptic or wait, I'm getting all confused. Singing the Dr. Jim just totally screwed me up.
Sorry.
So your paranormal questions, my skeptical opinion, we'll get together, we'll have fun, we'll drink, we'll party, we'll have a great time. Rule number 2 is I don't know everything. That's pretty obvious. But I try to learn stuff and we can look stuff up together. We can learn together. We can have a great time. That's really what this is all about, having a good time. Rule number 3, the golden rule. Listen to Patrick Swayze and be nice. That's it. This is about discussion, open discussion, debate, having fun, talking to your friends that you see on here every week, and just having a good time and maybe learning something. If you get out of line, Donna will boot your ass. Boo. That's our low budget sound effects too. If you have a question for us, please do us a favor and put a Q in front of your question. That makes it easier for us to get to the questions and get through most of them. But disclaimer, sometimes we don't get through all of them. I just want to make sure you understand that. Sometimes if it gets busy, if we get a lot of people, a lot of questions, and you guys know I talk a lot, so we might not get to a question. Don't get mad. Just come back next week. Actually, don't get mad. Just go away. No, I'm kidding. Motley Crue. And then finally, my favorite rule, drink up. I got to put the lights back on.
Yeah, I can't see.
I can't see anything.
I'm good. I'm better now. Do you want the
better?
big light on?
I'm going to turn this. No, well, this is, wow. Yeah, maybe we should turn the big light on.
Why? It looks fine from here.
Looks good. I'm a little overexposed, but all right. We'll go with it. I can actually turn this light down. So it's not
this one.
No, it's this one? Yeah, it's this one.
It's this one.
All right. Technical difficulties.
These aren't technical difficulties.
They're all right.
They're adjustments. That's better.
It's a little bit better. All right. So let me get into some of this stuff. I'm gonna go back to my regular band. At last 5 minutes. No, I'm really washed out. There we go.
I know you gotta look good.
I look sexy. Like 2 minutes before the show, I got the idea, like, oh, I should put like pumpkins and stuff around my banner, and then I was like, no, I don't have enough time. I'll screw up.
You should have told me. I would have decorated.
I mean around my banner on screen here.
Oh, it is orange.
So it is in the color.
You got
All right.
Ghost in the corner.
So what do I have to do now? What do I have to put the link in the chat room. So if you guys want to come on, you don't have to be in costume. That's tomorrow night for 3 Tortured Souls. But if you want to come on and talk about your spooky experience and discuss a little bit, feel free. I'm going to post the link in the chat room. Just remember, for anyone lurking around that might be like, trying to screw me up, I can see you before you come on the show. Remember that.
Why people mess you up?
Well, I haven't done it on this show, but like when I've done Zoom presentations, the last one I did for the New York City Skeptics, I did a presentation about Hollywood ghosts versus alleged real ghosts and like the differences and the similarities. And during my presentation, which was pre-recorded, somebody hacked in and started drawing penises on the screen.
Oh my God.
And I was looking at it, watching like, I don't remember putting that in there. Did I put that in there? How did they do that? I had no idea how they did that. That was really cool. So, all right. I think JD put a
little story.
The story up there. Let me see. In my hometown, there was allegedly a witch named Lizzie Rankin.
Not me.
She was Rankin. Who lived alone on Punch Ball Road. Oh, the Devil's Punch Ball. That's nice. Her home was allegedly haunted. My dad claims to have had an experience with batteries dying mysteriously. I recently talked about that on a different show. I was on a show called Spaced Out Radio, which was a little out of my comfort zone, which is not a big deal. I mean, it was definitely a pro UFO alien conspiracy kind of show. And I was a token skeptic. And it was a lot of questions about UFOs. But the idea of batteries dying during a ghost investigation or a ghost hunt came up, and what my thoughts were on that. And I mean, time and time again, it always goes back to when I go along on a ghost hunt and I watch people take the equipment out of their cases or their bags. I never see anyone put fresh batteries in any of the devices. They always just take them out, turn them on, start playing with them. And that just leads me to believe, like, all right, well, you had it from the last time. And who knows how long that's been sitting in the bag. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if maybe it was on, or like if you used it for like 5 or 6 or 700 investigations and then finally the batteries are dying. I don't know. But I have never can I recall a time where somebody actually opened a pack of batteries and start putting fresh batteries in the devices. So that's my take on that. What? I mean, I've also done tests. I actually replicated one of Ben Radford's tests because he went to a haunted location and he had brand new batteries that he took and he taped into 4 different, groups of batteries. And he took them, he measured them first at home, and then he took them to the location, put them in the most active rooms, and then said, like, whatever ghosts are here, if you can actually feed on the energy, everyone drink.
That's tomorrow's show.
It's a rule across the board.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That if they could feed off of it, then go ahead. And then he measured it when he got back home. He had no change. I did the same thing. Tim Vickers from 3 Tortured Souls, he was with me. We went to the White Hill Mansion in New Jersey and did that experiment. Same results. I recorded all the readings. I measured the voltage of all the batteries. And then when I got home, measured them again. No drop in
check
voltage.
them while you were there?
Well, no, there's no real point in checking them while I'm there.
But you don't know if they could have drained there and then come back. That's what people say. Usually when you're in a haunted location, it drains. So
it just drains. The batteries are dead.
I know, but maybe if it's like a ghostly drain, maybe after you leave that location, the battery goes back up.
They get recharged. That's not part of the claims that I've heard.
No, but
it's always been the batteries are drained and they're dead and they can't use them. So they have to put new batteries in them.
Right. right at the location. But do they ever take
No.
those batteries home and try to use them again for something else?
No.
No, they just take them and throw them out.
Right.
So I think that's something that you guys should look into.
All right. We will revisit that test and we will do it again. Because, all right. I mean, I'm not. You bring up a point. Maybe it does. Maybe it's a temporary drain. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really see how that would work, but it's worth a try.
I think it
So
is.
we'll try. We'll try it. I'll take my meter with me next time. And I need a place. Anyone have a haunted place? I need to go to a haunted place with batteries. So I need a location to go to, or we can just call. We can call the people at White Hill and,
Yeah, we can just
try
go
it again.
back there.
All right. So we got some questions.
What?
I see one queue, at least one queue. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Did you measure the batteries under load or no? No, I did not. And that's something that I'm going to rectify for the next time. So I didn't do it under load. I figured, let's just see what happens. Just measuring them, measuring the voltage. That's it. And so no, I did not test them under load. So I know I should have, but I mean, if they're drained, they're drained, right? I mean, if they're fresh out of the pack, and you measure the like 1.5 volts, or given whatever kind of battery it is, depending on the what voltage they're set at, then if they are drained by the end of the night and you bring them home, they should have no voltage, or at least less than half a volt, or maybe like 0.2 volts. That's what I would suspect, or that's what I would expect. That would be my hypothesis. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we got one to watch out for. Yeah. I'm watching you. All right. What do we got? We got comments, stories. I currently work in a haunted auto parts store. I have been investigating for the last year. There have been reports of sightings, footsteps, noises, items knocked off shelves. Interesting. So a haunted auto parts store. And then you have reports of sighting. What kind of sightings? Can you come on? Would you mind coming on and talking a little bit more about it? Because that would be really cool. I'd love. The sightings include at least 2 children and a small adult. Like a little person, or like you're just talking like a short person, like maybe a teenager. That would be cool. If you can come on, click the link and come on, hang out for a little bit, because I would love to hear more of the story.
Can you put that back up?
Yeah, I can put that back in there. Let's see. Boom. Dun, dun, dun. A midget. Oh, I don't think they're supposed to be called midgets anymore. I don't think that's politically correct anymore. I think
I don't know what's
people.
politically correct, so I'm not even going to go there.
I have no idea anymore.
Person that is short-sized.
A fun-sized person.
I don't think that would be a good one, Kenny.
That's
that's not unacceptable.
What? Fun-sized?
Yeah.
I think that's a compliment. I think that's.
I think that if I was what do you call it?
You all right?
Yeah, like a little person.
A little person.
I don't know what to say. Small person, little person.
I don't know. See,
so
you can't criticize me.
If I was, I think if you said fun size, I would be insulted.
Well, you're not fun sized.
But if I wasn't,
well,
you
why
said
not?
That to me.
It's not. It's not an insult. Stop making me feel bad. It's not an insult. It's saying fun size. You're fun. I don't know. If there's a little person out there, or please correct me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing anything wrong, or if you're bothered by it.
People make nuggets.
My mic doesn't seem to work. Okay. All right, Mr. Kruger. Kruger. That sucks. All right. Haunted auto parts store. All right. So I guess I'm opening it up to questions because nobody wants to come on. I guess nobody wants to, show up on camera. I mean, if you want to, you can turn your camera off and just do audio only. I I really don't like that because I'd like to see you. I like to see face to face. JD, come on, hang out with me. Let's see. I'm fairly certain both. Let me see. Fairly certain both dwarf and midget are considered outdated. Ultimately, I guess it's whatever someone prefers, but I think generally accepted term is little person.
Little
That's what I
person.
think. Because I mean, honestly, and this is probably really bad too. I get that information from that TV show, that
what?
that show that follows the family of
Oh, the
little people. Yeah,
Is that, I don't know
that's
what this is.
so. I mean, I think it's in the title, little people something. I don't know, but I've seen that, so that's what I go with.
That's cool.
Well, until we get some questions or somebody pops on, I do have a few things I want to talk about. A couple topics. So I do have. I put out a post about a week ago, and it was asking for a ghost hunting team to if they would let me. Little people, big world. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. I was asking for a ghost hunting team to let me tag along, and I was doing one of the projects that I do. If you guys haven't noticed already, I do some videos for Skeptical Inquirer now, because now instead of, in addition to the articles that I've been writing, I'm trying to put out videos, and I put 2 out so far, and I'm working on a few others, little by little. I'm working on several videos, but I asked if a ghost hunting team would let me come out, and it's been interesting because I've had 5, I think 5 groups or 5 people that are members of groups send me a message and say, "Hey, we're interested in this. It sounds like it would be fun. Let me talk to my team." And within 10 minutes or so, they come back and say, "No, my team doesn't want to do it." And I think the biggest complaint or fear is that I'm going to rip them apart. I'm going to do this video. I'm going to take video of all they're doing and then just rip them apart. And it's not really what I want to do. So hopefully if anyone's watching this and you guys are interested or had an idea, like maybe I'll do this. I don't know yet. Here's my idea so far. I want to tag along and do a video because it's more of a vlog. So it's a video blog. And I want to go along on a ghost hunt and pretty much be a in the background kind of thing. And just it's more for people that have never been on a ghost hunt, or maybe their only ideas from TV, when they see the commercials, because they usually don't watch the ghost hunting shows. And definitely skeptics and people that are just not into the paranormal might see this. And I wanted to tag along and just show people what really goes on in a ghost hunt from a ghost hunting team. Yes, I will do commentary. And it's not going to be mean. It's not going to be, this guy's an asshole or look at this dumb bitch. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be, hey, you know what? This is what they said, like this device, catches ghosts or detects ghosts. And I want to clarify information. So I'll probably do an insert in the video and just say, hey, you know what? They made this claim and this is information that says otherwise. And I'm just going to present the information. I'm not going to ridicule anyone. So if anyone's interested, then, send me a private message, a direct message, and we can talk more about it. I'm happy to explain it. I've done it a couple of times already. And I just wanted to put that out there. So I do have somebody, Mr. Kruger has popped on. I see him in the green room. It looks like he's audio only. So let's see. I don't know who Mr. Kruger is. So fingers crossed. Hopefully he's a good guy. All right, here we go. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Oh, not too bad.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about this auto shop?
Yeah, I've actually worked there for almost 2.5 years, but approximately maybe about a year or so ago was when things started. On one of the night shifts, one of the employees saw a small child running across the parking lot in front of the building around the side.
Okay.
So he went out the front, went out the back door to try to see if we could intercept it, because it was almost 10 o'clock at night at this point. Shouldn't be a kid running around alone.
Right.
But when we got out in the parking lot, nothing.
Okay.
And fairly quiet for a while after that, but then slowly things started kind of ramping up. Seems to be more active at night. Um, we've had other employees, they'll see like small children running around. There seems to be at least 2 children from the descriptions they give me. Um, as far as the small adult, I would say it's probably between 5.5 feet tall. That's one I actually saw. It was one of those things out of the corner of my eye when I was walking down one of the aisles. And of course, I stopped and went back. It was gone.
Mhm.
I've seen it one other time moving at the opposite end of the building down the rows out there where the sales floor is.
Okay. So
But
are you in like a like an AutoZone kind of store or like a dealership?
No, it's like an AutoZone type
Okay.
store. I've brought my equipment in multiple times. If I worked a closing shift, I set things up. Haven't gotten anything really concrete. The most I ever managed to get was we have automatic lights in the bathrooms for the customers, and sometimes those come on whenever at random.
Okay.
I did kind of figure out that the issue with that is when the heating or air kicks on, the vents, the airflow is enough, it'll actually move the door slightly. It'll get the lights to kick on. So I solved that.
Oh. Nice. That's actually really refreshing to hear that it's not just ghost stories, that you were able to solve one of these little mysteries. That's awesome. Good job.
Right. The other thing is, I think I just posted this. The only other evidence I was able to actually get was when the light went off in the bathroom once. I went in there just snapping photos just to see what would happen. 5 quick snaps, and during one of the photos, there was a small shadow on the wall, kind of coming up from the floor next to the sink, but it only appeared in one photo. The only downside is that was all on my old phone, and it kind of bit the dust, so I got a new phone. So unfortunately, that's gone.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
For
That
everybody
sucks.
out there.
Yeah, because
always record.
that's
crap.
my next question. Like, I would have been like, "Can you send it to me?" Because I'd love to see that. But that sucks.
If I do get anything else, you're the first guy I'm going to send it to.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
But I'm still trying. The only other thing that they've been reporting into me was sometimes they'll hear footsteps, and kind of coincides with the children, because they do seem to be smaller, like lighter footsteps, like a kid running.
Okay.
I think I did hear that once, but again, I'm a very skeptical person. I do know that even though we're kind of close to the city, I have seen raccoons around the property. Possible it might be up on the roof making some noise. Because after we close at night, there are a lot of noises in that place. But usually if I look around long enough, I can find what's making the noise. So.
Okay. What city are you nearby?
City would be near Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Is that where is
It's,
that western, north?
Yes.
Okay,
Western side of the state.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. I like that you're actively looking for causes. That's refreshing. Too many times I've come across ghost hunting teams that they hear the noise and that's it. They see something and that's it. They don't go any further. They just accept it right away. But listening to you tell the story and then really trying to find an explanation for it, that's really cool to hear.
Right. Well, my policy has always been I'm a skeptic first, and then I go from there.
Awesome.
Because I've been investigating just small time local stuff around my area for probably about the last 20 years or so.
Okay.
Haven't really found anything amazing, at least nothing that I couldn't explain.
Right. Well, that's good, man. Keep going. Keep doing it. And then, if you need any help, if you want an extra set of eyes, just let me know. And you're not that far. Are you close to Pittsburgh?
We're about an hour north of Pittsburgh.
Hours north. Okay, so you're probably about 5 hours. 5 hours, 6 hours from us. So, if there's anything ever like big and you're like, oh, you know what, we could really use somebody else to come in here, let me know.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
Because I'm originally from Pittsburgh. So
okay.
And I don't know if you ever been or if you heard of it, but we used to have the Dixmont Hospital down off of Route 65 in Emsworth.
No, I don't know about that. No.
Okay. It was like this huge, sprawling sanitarium, mental institution. People claimed it was haunted. I kind of managed to get in there one night when you're not supposed to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find anything really that interesting other than like black mold and possibly asbestos. So
Yeah, I mean that's stuff that you find in places like that. So
yeah,
cool. All right, thank you so much for your story. I appreciate it. Thanks for your insight and
not a
that's
problem.
awesome.
It
Yeah,
was nice hearing from
Yeah,
you. You're
yeah.
not that far away, so
yeah. Come back, hang out with us. We're always here for every Friday night drinking. So hang out.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully once things clear up a little bit, the local historical society will reopen because I'd really like to research the history on the area or even the land where the building is currently located. That's my next step.
that's a good
Cool.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much, buddy. Take it easy.
Sure.
Have a great night.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, that was awesome. All right. I love it. First guest. See, that broke the ice. Now, the rest of you, come on. I want to see people start popping up. JD says, tell us a story, Kenny. What's your scary story? What's my scary story? I don't know. I actually didn't prepare for this. I don't know. What's my scary story? I don't know. Next question. I'll come back to this. Let's see. If you had to pick one of the three, would you choose Mr. Wizard, Bill Nye, or Mr. Frizzle? Wow.
Yes, Frizzle.
This is probably going to be really. He's going to be mad, but I really only know who Bill Nye is. I don't know who Mr. Wizard is, or I have no idea who Miss Frizzle is. No idea. So he's probably going to freak out about that. I don't know. So I guess I'm going to have to go with Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the
Bill Nye,
science
the
guy.
science guy. And I got to meet him, and I got to annoy him early in the morning before he had his coffee, and got a selfie with him.
I
So
was not happy.
yeah, I know he was not mad, but he was like,
It was that look that you get from the Big Bang Theory anytime that Sheldon
Poor
walks up to somebody.
he showed up at
That's that look.
SciCon, the last SciCon, I think, right? Was it the last SciCon? It was the Pink Flamingo.
Yeah.
We were at, yeah. And I saw him in the morning, and I ran up because I was like, no one's bothering him. I'm gonna go up and talk to him. I'm gonna get my picture with him. And he was just getting his coffee. He had a coffee cup, it was empty. He was reaching for the coffee, and I was like,
And I'm like,
can I get a
no,
selfie?
no,
Can I get a
no.
selfie? Can I get a selfie?
I'm like, oh my god.
And his look was like,
Oh.
okay. I mean, I give him mad props because he could have told me to fuck off. And he didn't. He was really nice, and he was like, okay, all right. So, all right, next question. I'm still thinking about my scary story.
You don't have a scary story yet?
I don't think so. How did you survive Order 66? I'm pretty good at hide and seek. That's pretty much it. And I just hid. Like Yoda.
What?
I was on a different planet. I was drunk off my ass. The more rum you drink, the less you put out, and they can't force sense you.
Whoa. You
Put out. I don't
What?
put out. I'm like, all right, next. Now I have to go. Wait. We have to back up here. I have to. Who is Miss Frizzle? Let's see, Miss Frizzle. Oh, she the magic school bus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I know who that is. Miss Frizzle. And who was the other one? Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard. Let's see. Who is that? Oh, I think that's Don Hubert. Don Hubert, Mr. Wizard. I don't think I've ever watched him.
Mm-mm.
Let's look at this. Let's oh wait, we gotta wait to the commercial Let's share the screen here so we can all enjoy.
This guy making birdhouses.
Let's see this. Share audio. Let's all watch Mr. Wizard. Where's the audio? No, I don't want to do your trial. Damn it.
Kind of interesting looking liquid, isn't it, Kristen?
Yeah, it looks like it's boiling.
Yes. Matter of fact, it is. But here, take this carnation and dip it in the boiling liquid, and you'll swish it around a little bit like that. Then I want you to take it and hit it on the table there as hard as you can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right. Hit it now?
Yeah, go ahead. Just bang it hard.
Hey!
Wow.
What happened?
Well, what you did was to freeze that flour, because what we have here is liquid nitrogen.
Oh, I thought it was boiling
It looks like it's
water.
boiling
All
water.
right.
That's because I
All right. That was cool. All right. So I have a story about that. So
Is it a scary story?
it's not a scary story,
So it doesn't-
but
okay.
when I worked on aircraft for a while, there was at one point we had to get bearings into specific places, so we had to freeze them in order to shrink them and get them in, because it was a oh my god, I forget the term. It's been so long. It was a 1-to-1 fit. So we had to freeze the bearing in order to shrink it and get it into where it had to go to set it into place so it would expand and be in there. So we got a container of of liquid nitrogen, and
Wow.
after the work was done, we had all this liquid nitrogen.
Oh,
And what do you do when you got a bunch of mechanics and a
oh.
container full of liquid nitrogen? You
And-
take everything possible and you put it in there. So we were doing like lunch that day. Forget it. No one ate because we were putting all of our food in there. Bananas, apples. We did an orange. We did a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We did half a meatball sandwich, which when you throw it at a concrete wall, just shatters into like the fine dust.
That
glass.
would be so cool to see.
It was amazing, the stuff we were doing, and it was a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun doing that, and this kind of experiment is awesome. So after seeing this, I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go with Mr. Wizard. I like this 30 seconds or 40 seconds that we watched. I love that kind of stuff. I used to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I don't know. I like this better. So there you go, Mr. Wizard. And then, I mean, I watched the Magic School Bus. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, the Magic School Bus,
I
yeah.
used to watch that, but I was never impressed with it.
It says
Let's see.
Mr. Wizard was
The
the
host
host
of
of
a
a
science
science
show.
show back in the 80s.
Wow. So he was kind of like the on the Big Bang Theory. The oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Professor Proton.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. What else? And again, I'm going to put the link up one more time if anyone wants to join me. Melissa, you have not been on the show. You've been in the comments a lot. You should come on and tell a scary story. Let's see. What's this? Kenny is from Planet Rum, making him a Romulan. Romulan. Yes, I think so.
Wow, Bob, that was really funny.
That was good, Bob. That was good. That was good. Cheers, man. Click.
That's a good one.
That was good. I like that. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm on a story. So scary story. Let me think. There's not. I mean, I had the typical scary stories like growing up. I remember. So all right. So I'll give you two short stories. They're very short. I don't know how scary they're going to be. There was one where my grandmother's basement, and they lived in Kensington. So it was very old houses. You had the dirt floor basements. And I remember going down. It was the one and only time I went to the basement, and I was told to get something out of the basement. No idea where it was. The light didn't work. You had this one little, the block windows, the blocks.
Yeah, it's just a glass.
So it was
block.
one block. It wasn't like a full block. It was like half a block, and that was it. And it was at the roof or the ceiling, and you had this thin line of light with dirt floor, cement walls, one light bulb in the middle that again didn't work, cobwebs everywhere. And I remember going down their steps, halfway down, scared shitless. I could not, like, I don't know why. Maybe the more I think about it, I think it's because my uncle had just taken me and my cousin, so it was his son, my uncle's son, to see the original Friday the 13th in a drive-in theater.
That would do it, Kenny.
And I mean, we're talking, so let me look this up really quick. Let me look this up because I forget the year Friday the 13th came out. Friday the 13th.
Probably about that time.
Film series. So Friday the 13th part 2, Friday the 13th, 1980. It came out.
Okay.
We were 8 years old. So not too bad, but it might have been right after that. And
that's scary for an 8-year-old.
so I was scared to death. And I remember like just every step was agony until I got to the bottom and you did that. And I know everyone's been there. You all been there where you see what you need and you run like lightning. You grab it. You don't even remember. All of a sudden, like you take one step on that dirt floor and all of a sudden you're back up in the living room. And you're holding it, and you got sweat pouring off you, and you're like, I got it. And that's it. I don't remember walking across or running across that floor. Just did it. The other story that I can tell you is kind of, again, I don't know how scary this is going to be, but when my grandmother passed away, this was probably what got me into or so interested in the paranormal, because I used to visit my grandparents all the time. Went to their house, no big deal. And I used to stay overnight there and go there for dinner and all this kind of stuff. So when my grandmother passed away, leading up to when she passed, she was in a bedroom and they had the hospital bed that was in the house. So I knew it was there. But again, I was really young and it was younger than 8. So it wasn't a big deal. All I knew was grandma was in a special bed, that kept her comfy. So one day my father took me and we were going there and he just told me we have to go. We have to do some stuff. I had no idea. We showed up at the house. We walk in. The house is full of people. And they're all dressed up. They're all dressed, really nice dresses. People were in suits. And I think back then it was still leisure suits. So they looked ridiculous. But I didn't know what was going on because it was like when I went to my grandparents' house, it was just me, maybe my mom, my dad, and then my grandparents. That was it. All these other people, I had no idea who they were. So my father takes me up. He starts bringing me up the stairs to where my grandmother was bedridden. Halfway up the stairs, I stop. I stop dead. And I wrap my arms and legs around the banister. And I start freaking out. And that's all I remember is just freaking out and not wanting to go upstairs. I can't tell you if my father told me that my grandmother had passed away, because she did. I don't remember that part. So it's more than likely that he did tell me, and I was just frightened to go up and see a dead body, especially one that, from a person that I loved. So all I remember is just wrapping around, and I was crying. And again, I was little, so don't make fun of me because I was crying. But crying, screaming, no, I can't go in there. I was deathly afraid of going into that room where she was, and I didn't. I don't, well, at least I don't remember going in that room. And that was it. So I think that's really what got me interested in the whole paranormal thing, exploring why people are afraid of this and what's behind these fears and all of that. So haven't been scared like that since then. And so there you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity about my scary story. All right. Anyone want to come on? Is everyone afraid of me? Don't be afraid.
Everybody is.
I think they are.
I think they are.
I think they are. No one wants to come on.
No.
So
here, Bob
All right.
says that
we're in Kensington. Both of my parents grew up there. I have somewhat of a story, not really scary, of my mom's parents' house in Kensington. So I grew up on Gransback Street, which was right behind D Street. And I went to Elkin grade school. So if that helps you out any, that was my neighborhood growing up. And I actually passed there like, about a year ago. I drove past the house and it looked a lot nicer. They fixed it up, you know. Well, you know what? It was like
nicer?
it was like they redid the entire front. You know, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like it was a dump. I didn't live in a dump. I don't think I did. Did I?
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember well, you don't ever think about that shit. You know, you're a kid. You don't think about that. I was like, it wasn't what I remembered.
Yeah.
So
Nicer
yeah, it was definitely, they redid the entire face of the house. And when I drove by it, I was like, holy shit, that's a different house.
I mean, it's probably 40 years ago since you've been there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I actually stopped and I was like, is that the house? Is that it? Because we were the last house, and there were like there was an alleyway, and then there were garages next to us because we used to play pinball ball. If any
against the side
does
of the
anyone
house.
know? Can anyone relate? Do you know what pinball ball is?
Yes,
Let me know. I know you know
I
because you
do.
grew up in a similar neighborhood. So, but anyone else, you know what it is?
Yeah, Bob, you should know it.
Bob should know what it is if he grew up in Kensington.
Well, he said his parents.
Grew
grew
well,
up
maybe
in Kensington.
maybe, but anyway.
You probably should have heard the
so-
stories. If your parents are cool, Bob, you should know the stories.
Us youngsters would pretty much every day, multiple times a day, have to climb up onto the roof of the buildings there, and we would do the whole put your leg up on the one wall and your hands and back on the wall, and you would inch your way up until you got to the roof between the walls, because it was like that. You had like that much space, and we would climb up on the roof and get the balls and not think about like just climbing down, hanging, and just dropping. That's a scary story. Because I wouldn't do that now. I'd break a hip or something. I don't know what the fuck would happen to me.
You'd be itching for the hole.
I'd look over and be like, fuck no. Get a ladder. Somebody call. I'm not coming down. I am not hanging down. No way. What do we got here? Kenny, you know how to ruin scary stories. What? I know how to ruin scary stories. What? He was crazy. Hey, Dana. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. Oh, Pimp. Oh, when do you see this? I love this. Pimp Daddy Bob.
What's up, guys?
Pimp Daddy Bob. Is that a reference to our Bob Lazar?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar, Pimp Daddy Bob Lazar, who did his UFO story and then started a pimp business.
That's right, yeah.
What's up, man? What do you got?
So, first of all, believe it or not, this is my first time on the show.
I
First
know.
time ever.
Wow. Get
I
out.
know.
Yeah.
He's never been
No?
on. That's awesome.
Never been on.
Wow.
Second thing, because
Well,
I'm not going to see
wait,
you guys in person.
welcome.
Go ahead, Donna.
Well,
Oh, thank you. Second thing, because I'm not going to see you in person. Happy birthday, Donna, on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
you.
Thank you. I was going to say it later, but you
Thanks for
got us. So this Sunday, Halloween, is Donna's birthday. So everyone in the comments, you better wish her a happy birthday. And yes,
Right.
if you're wondering, the token skeptic married a witchy witch.
Yep. Yep. And that's why we're total opposites.
Yes, that's why we get along.
Yeah.
Most of
But
the time.
your reference to the neighborhood, yeah. my dad grew up on Rohrer Street, which is right across the street from Elkin. Like
Oh,
literally,
cool.
he was right across the street from Elkin. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Throw
All
the
right,
names
so-
around.
yeah.
Never know.
My story is actually at my mom's parents' house. When I was a kid, when I got about halfway up their steps, I just felt this presence. And then when I went all the way up the steps and in the middle room, it kind of just enveloped me. And I always felt scared, but I always wanted to go in the middle room because I always wanted to explore what was in there. Obviously, I never found anything. About 10 years later, I found out that my sister felt the same exact thing, but she felt it in their back room and not the middle room.
Wow.
And I don't recall anybody ever saying to me before that they felt a presence. So I don't know what that was all about. And some people feel it when they were in the house, other people didn't. So as a kid, I was afraid to go to my grandparents' house, but at the same time, I always wanted to explore what that feeling was.
Right.
Right.
So what, and I know it's been what, 30, 40 years, something like that since this. So
Yeah.
I know you might not be able to give accurate descriptions, but do you recall, like, when you say you felt a presence, like, what does that mean? What did you feel a pressure? Did you feel like eyes on you? What did you feel?
Yeah, it kind of felt like a pressure, and it
Okay.
kind of felt like, I guess, like I was sort of being grabbed and kind of being forced upstairs at the halfway point. It's almost like you couldn't go back. But then when I was upstairs and I was exploring the middle room, after a little while, everything was fine, and I had no problem going back downstairs. But it was just this presence that just felt like, hey, you got to come up, you got to come up. I don't think anybody ever died in the house. I could be wrong on that because my mom's mom, my mom's parents owned the house before them. And her mom may have died in the house, but I don't know.
Probably back that long, they probably did. Because
Yeah,
if you're
yeah. I
going
mean,
back
you're going back that far. Most people, usually died
at home.
at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And taken out. But that's interesting. I mean, that's like,
Well, that even that the house has been in the family that long is cool. You know, like it's just
that's cool
know?
by itself.
Yeah.
But
we
when you
ended up selling it off about 14 years ago after my mom passed away. So
okay.
haven't been in the family since, but me and my sister want to break into the house to see if we can feel the presence again.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We can't get back in.
Did you ever just knock on the door and say, "Hey,
Donna, you know that neighborhood. I would never knock on the door.
No.
Not now.
No. So when I had before I was unprofessionally kicked out of the museum space that I had, that was in Kensington, and it was they were trying to revitalize that neighborhood. They're never gonna.
It's scary now.
It's horror. It's so bad. They're never gonna. And you're right. Like, I would never. I mean, first of all, you don't want to get out of your car. And
Depending
that's
on
where you are. I mean, it's really bad. So you don't want to knock on some doors. I mean, a couple of times when I was going down, when I was still working and trying to set up a museum down there, it was like almost once a week at least I would be detoured because there was a lot of cops everywhere. There was a lot of shit going on. And I was like, yeah, maybe this isn't the smartest decision I've made.
So maybe I don't understand the Kensington thing because
she didn't grow up in Kensington.
I did not, and my parents didn't grow up in Kensington. They were over in Honey Park, which was, I guess, on the good side of the street. Maybe
from Kensington, everyone's
the better
side. Good side of the street. I mean, Kensington.
So I don't understand. I understand Olney.
Mm-hmm.
Similar.
Almost, that's almost just as hard to understand. That is a
But so, do you know what Pimp a Ball is?
I don't.
No,
I've never heard of that.
man.
Never heard of that.
Did anyone comment
Nobody
about it?
commented
All right,
about
so
pickleball.
let me well, you stay on. Don't go anywhere.
That means that we're old, Kenny.
We are. I mean, we can talk about a lot of shit. So I'm
I
gonna.
missed your description, so I may have called it something different. So what is it again?
Oh, pickleball and halfies. Halfies was another name. All right,
Yeah,
so
okay,
halfies.
yeah.
So maybe
It's
maybe it's just a ghetto game.
It is. It is.
That's
It is
pretty
a
much
ghetto
it.
game.
Here we go. So that is a pimple because it's got pimples. And we would take these balls, they were rubber balls, and you would cut them in half. You would literally take a knife and
Right.
slice it in half,
So you
and you would invert it. So you would take that half and then push it through so it would invert, and you would have this like little dome, but then have little wings coming out. And then because we were poor, we didn't have bats, and we would take old broom handles. That was our stick because it was
Mhm.
kind of like stickball, and that was your bat. And you would play a form of baseball with these half rubber balls, and there was ways to pitch them, and you would swing and beat the shit out of them. And most of the time they would go up on the roof of the building, and you would have to climb up and
Yep.
get them.
So we didn't call it pimple ball. I don't remember what we called it, but I yes, we used to play.
It
We
was
used to play
probably
that.
wall ball. How about wall ball?
Wall ball is a different game.
Yeah, that's a different game.
That is because wall.
I don't
ball
know
is-
if we actually had a name
Yeah.
for it though.
Wall ball was more like suicide.
Yep,
It
Suey.
was your
We
hand.
called
Yeah,
it
play
Suey.
suey.
Oh,
Suey.
Suey.
Oh my god. This is like
Wow.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Play a little suey, and yeah. Suey and
wonder if-
halfies.
I wonder if Suey is anywhere else outside like the.
Does anyone
Philadelphia
else know
area.
what suey is? Like when you play suicide with a tennis ball
Yeah.
or like a little racquetball, because those fuckers hurt. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tell me how many
Wow.
times did you do this? Oh. Or
Yeah.
when you fucked up and you had to stand on the wall with your hands like
Oh my god, that was the worst.
Toughest thing
Oh.
ever.
Oh shit. I'm feeling it just for thinking about it. Ugh. All right.
Yeah, that was painful. That was painful.
That was painful. Yeah. We should do that. We
Yeah,
should all
yeah.
get together and just get drunk and then play suey.
You're gonna have to do it with
I'm
a
in.
beach ball.
All right.
Because you're all gonna get fucked up if you don't.
We'll do it with like a little fucking sponge ball.
A beach ball. A beach ball.
Oh my god.
That would be funny.
5 minutes in, we're all gonna be on the ground. Dead.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that was fun. Reliving old times.
yeah.
All right, man. Cool. Thanks for coming on.
Wait,
Of course.
your
Did you
first time-
guys
oh.
wait? Did you guys ever play wire ball?
Wire ball,
Yeah,
step
yeah.
ball. Oh yeah. Yep.
We used to play that
Absolutely.
all the time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Half ball. Greg O'Brien says half ball. I wonder
I
if
think
that's
that's actually what we called it. Yeah, half ball. That sounds right.
Yeah.
That's
I
what we
think
call it in Juniata. where I grew up.
Juniata.
Oh,
Yeah.
Judy,
That's where I grew up.
Juniata.
Man, I grew up in
Nice.
Olney. I'll take you.
Whatever. Olney.
Yeah, Olney.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say about it?
It ain't Kensington.
Yeah, you
Yo.
didn't grow up in Kensington.
I grew up in Kensington.
How long were you there?
I was out. I got out with all of my teeth. Um, you know what that means. This is totally not a paranormal show.
Nope.
I got out. Let's see. I went second. So I was 7 or 8 years old when I got out. When we moved
So
out.
I wouldn't say grown up there. That
So
was
I
like
I was enough that I remember everything. I mean, my grandmother was behind us, the block behind us. My aunt, uncle, cousin was 3 doors down. You know, everyone. My great grandmother was behind
everybody
us,
knows
2
everybody.
doors down from my grandmother. So everyone was like the whole family was right there.
Yeah,
You know, we
that
were like-
sucks, 'cause you always get in trouble because
Oh my God, everyone. That was the days where it didn't matter. Like it wasn't today. you did something wrong. Your neighbor came down, smacked your ass, brought you dragging you by the ear or the hair or the back of your collar to your parents and said, "You know what your boy did?" And then I got beat again from my parents because I did something wrong.
Well, yeah, because Kenny was.
Well,
oh,
I
really?
did. I always did something wrong. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, man. Let's try and steer this back to the paranormal or something. This is fun though. This is fun. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And
Have a good one.
awesome for your first time being on the show. It's
Yeah.
about time.
Yep.
Happy
I know,
holidays.
really.
Yeah. And we
Got
got
to get over that social anxiety. It's gone now.
Good.
There
Yeah, you
go.
did pretty good.
Yeah, man, you get to a certain
Thank you.
point in life and you just don't give a shit.
That's right.
That's why I
And
That's where
drank.
I am right now.
Exactly. When you start feeling that way, things are in the right direction.
Yeah.
Bob.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right, Pimp
All right.
Daddy Bob. Take it easy. Have a good night. We'll
Yep.
see you later.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Wow. That was good. Jade Kitten. Wait, Donna's a witch, or did I hear that wrong? So not a witch.
Oh, yeah.
I
Wow.
say witch as in because she was born October 31st. So
Yeah. He
not
yeah.
like Wiccan or like a witch kind of like a yeah.
Well,
It's more of a honorary title. I just
yeah,
call you a witch
I'm
because it's
so
fun.
into the witches
She
thing, though.
loves
like,
everything.
oh yeah.
All right,
I mean, so yeah, maybe.
we are looking for questions. We are looking for other people to pop on. We have it's almost time. We can run our commercial. We could probably run the
I
commercials.
think Chewy has to go out. Actually,
Chewy has to
She's
go
not-
out. All right, so we'll take the dog out. We
Yeah,
will,
yeah. Take the dog
we will
out.
refill our cup because it's empty, and we will be back here in 2 minutes and 22 seconds from now. Hey everyone, this is my store based on the theme of science and skepticism. It's here that you can find all kinds of shirts and hoodies, yoga pants, tote bags, the fanny packs I know you guys love, masks and pillows, all with science and skepticism as the theme. I even have hoodies for your pets. That's right, your dog or cat can wear one of these things. I also have a general store that sells more inspirational quotes or, drinking stuff because I like that kind of thing. I also have a store set up for our Three Tortured Souls podcast, which we do Saturday nights. You can find shirts and Tim Vickers' favorite drinking vessel, the mug. I also have a store tailored a little bit more towards my ghost hunting friends, Paranormal by I Am Kenny Biddle. These are shirts and quotes that are a little bit more on the ghost hunting side, especially this one, Translucent Perished Beings. Ghosts. That's my favorite. So if you're interested, head on over to teespring.com/stores/scientific skepticism by IAKB and check it out. Thanks.
Are you tortured by what you see and hear about the paranormal field? Join us as we critically examine and question paranormal claims, science, ghosts, demons, cryptids, UFOs, ghost hunting technology, and much more are all on the table for discussion. Three Tortured Souls is a video podcast that streams live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific.
So we are back. I got back first. Donna's not here. That means I'm in control of everything. Woohoo! All right. So I am looking. Let's see. John Kennedy. I really wish I should put it on the big screen so I can see it. Really wish I could come on, but I'm having technical difficulties with my stomach. Oh. Yeah, you know what? I briefly thought like, oh, just broadcast from your throne room, but nah, that's going too far.
No.
And Donna's still here now, so no. Sorry, John. I hope you feel better though, buddy. I hope you get
Yeah.
over whatever that is. Maybe a burrito. But you have a burrito. That'll help you. Everyone's saying happy birthday. That's nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see. I will definitely have to come on more often. I will not appear tomorrow night. I do not have a costume. Maybe I can throw something together.
Come on.
Something together.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night is Three Tortured Souls. Starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we do a show, myself, Tim Vickers, Dave Schumacher, and tomorrow is pretty much like this. It's an open mic night. It is where you get to ask us questions, and not only do you get my opinion, but you get the opinion of 2 other people. We will be in costume. I'm not sure what I'm wearing yet. I have an idea in mind, and I have to go out and get supplies.
Yeah.
So I'll be
That's
doing
probably
that.
what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's probably what we're doing tomorrow. We were supposed to do a video with Tom from Tom's World, but unfortunately he forgot that he had other plans and he wouldn't cancel them for me. But
It's fine with me, Tom. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to hold it against you, Tom, if you're
don't
watching.
care.
I know you were in the chat room. I'm watching you. But no, we're going to set it up where he's going to come over. He's going to come over and film a video in the Mystery Museum, which is down in the basement. And we're going to go from there. So, again, we're looking for questions. It is open mic night. You can ask whatever questions you want. I can't promise you an answer, but I'll do my best. And then if you want to come over, I'm going to post the link in the chat room again so that you guys can jump on here. Tell your scary story, or even if you, let's say, if you have a scary story yourself or an interesting story, we'll expand it a little bit since we're running a little thin on scary stories tonight.
Yeah.
If you have an interesting story and you want an opinion, why am I blurry? Hey,
Huh?
come back.
You moved too
Come,
far
I
back,
moved.
maybe?
Look, there I am. All right,
Wow, Kenny turned into a ghost for a minute.
I did.
Did everybody
I
see that?
I could do that. I can do that.
What?
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Be a ghost?
I can do a show as a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a way I can do it. I have to think about that. I might be a ghost tomorrow. We'll see. Like a ghost.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be interesting. I think. Melissa, still waiting for you to come on. I'm talking to you. Directly to you, Melissa. Come on the show. Let's see. Oh, wait. What do we got here? We never... Sorry. I'm jumping the gun here. We never really got an explanation of my story, but it's all good. It was nice to rehash our childhoods in Kensington. All right, so let's explore that now. You're right. So feeling a presence in a room, I guess, and I'm totally searching for ideas like what could possibly cause that. And it could be, I mean, it might sound weird, but it could be dust. And not like dust like orbs, but if it's a room that's not cleaned regularly and is kind of stale. If the door's closed, if nothing's in there all the time, you get that stale air kind of scent. You walk in, but you said that you felt it midway through the stairs.
And then in the back room.
So I'm wondering if there was like contextual cues where just something, because we're talking about old houses here, and
that could have been like the heat from the upstairs and the
Right.
coolness
I
from
mean,
the downstairs because
you-
of the way
you
the
get that,
floor
yeah.
was. You know, like that's
the change in
maybe-
temperature.
Is that
Yeah.
halfway up? It's like because
You're
that's
feeling it.
usually where that ceiling line
Yeah.
was.
Where the ceiling, yeah, you're right. Where the ceiling is, that's where the cutoff is for the temperature difference. So if you go up there, you might feel that. And then as you go up into that area, you start to acclimate. Ooh, actually, I was worried about saying that word.
Wow, that's
I got it
pretty
out right. Dave and Tim would be proud. I'm not going to try it again. So
You'd
once you
acclimate yourself.
acclimate yourself to that temperature, then it starts to feel a little bit better. But you already have that thought in your head, and it really plays into like a bias almost, because once you have that idea, like, oh, something weird is going on, you might carry that feeling as you're upstairs. And if you're maybe the middle room was open, maybe that wasn't used by anyone, as in like a bedroom, maybe that was a spare bedroom. I don't know these little details, but maybe that strengthened the mystery of it, because it was like, oh, well, no one uses that room. I'm going upstairs, I'm kind of looking over, that's the room that's open, no one uses it, it's empty, it's spooky.
I still think we should go for a road trip. We should all just go and knock on the door.
No, that's not going to happen. Stop doing that. That's weird. With your eye.
Oh God.
No, but yeah, I mean, that's what I would go with first. And being that it's old people, if it's old people, they are always cold. So the heat might be on, and that temperature difference might be even greater, because you might, depending on how many heaters, and I would probably venture a guess that it was radiators or radiators, depending on,
Radiator.
where are you from? Radiators. If it's a car, it's a radiator. If it's
a radiator.
If it's a home, it's a radiator. You might have more heat upstairs, which would be, if you're coming from a cooler environment downstairs, then yeah, I could see that affecting you.
Hot.
Either way.
Hot air rises.
Hot air rises, but I'm talking more about how it would affect the body. Because you would feel.
Yeah, because you would feel the coolness first as you're going up.
Well, no, because you're already acclimated to the coolness. If you walk up into a warmer environment,
but that's the other way around.
You would feel more of expansion, but
Oh,
you would feel pressure. Warm air expands.
Yeah, but you start down here where
Right.
it's cool.
You start down in where it's cool.
And
you're already in there.
up until it's warm, because you're getting closer to the ceiling. Because it's hot
You
air
come in.
rises,
You pass that threshold.
and then you start getting cool again as soon as you hit that second layer. The second.
Well, no,
level.
you would hit that warmth, and
The
it would be
warmth is
warmer.
at the ceiling from the.
It doesn't. There's not just a line.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not a line. You go through it and go into a warmer area.
Cooler area.
Warmer. If the heat's on, you have a warmer area. All right, let's move on. Your eye is freaking me out. I don't know. She has this thing where her eye she blinks, and it's not like this where you squinch your eye. Like it's weird.
I'm not.
She
saying
can
now,
blink
keeping my eyes
with
closed.
one eye. It goes
Oh, I can blink
like
with
that.
one eye. Yeah.
That's it.
I can do
It
that.
blinks and it stays shut
Mhm.
and then
I
opens,
can
and it
hold
freaks me
my.
out. I can't.
I
I can't look at you. Stop. I'm not looking at you anymore. Get back, demon.
Go ahead, I'm good.
It's sticky. I don't know what's going on here.
Ew.
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 So that's the best explanation that I can come up with right now, Bob. Without unfortunately going, and we will not be going.
Yeah, come on,
to
Bob.
Kingston.
You really think
No.
that would be a death wish? You don't think knocking on the
You
door
didn't.
would-
You didn't. No. Yeah, Bob. You know. You didn't. You don't go down there.
It could be getting to be a little nicer.
No, it's not. It's not. All right. What else we got? Oh, we got Melissa. Melissa is here. She's going to tell us a scary story, I hope. Here we go.
You said
Hello,
yes,
Melissa.
you said
Oh,
shut up.
you're there you go.
Just audio.
You
Just
get what
audio.
you get.
I get what I get. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello. What's your story?
I'm trying to even think of one outside of my existence.
Your existence? That's scary. Well, I don't know.
Quite.
John? Well, ask him.
I
How
don't know.
scary is it? Have you ever had an experience where you thought something was like a ghost or haunted or maybe a Bigfoot or UFO? Have you been abducted?
I had something that kind of freaked me out. Didn't
Okay.
really scare me. it's not something I really feel comfortable talking about, just because it's a real.
You gotta talk about it now.
You brought it up.
You brought it up. You came on the show. You're
Come
obligated.
on,
You're under
you can
contract
do
right now.
it.
All right. So my best friend died when we were 26. She had a stroke, and she
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
thanks.
So you were both the same age?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were
Okay.
3 months apart.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's like
Um,
sisters.
and she had been in the hospital for like 3 days, and I remember like the day that she had died, like I'd seen her the day before, and the following morning I was like, you can ask John, like when I'm asleep, I am World War III could be happening and I am out.
Wow.
And I just remember waking up out of a completely dead sleep and just like having a complete panic attack. And then I found out an hour later that the time that I'd woken up was the time that she had been pronounced dead.
Oh wow. That's freaky.
And then like 2 weeks later, I remember like hearing, like I know the difference between like hearing something and then like actually like hearing it, if that makes sense. Like I audibly heard it, and I
Okay.
heard her voice. So stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
Now,
just
do you find that like comforting or
I do.
What did you hear? Like,
like-
you said you heard her voice, but did you hear what she
it
said?
wasn't yeah, like it wasn't like a memory of something. So it wasn't like I heard her voice in my head kind of thing. Like I heard it with my ears.
Right.
Like she was commenting, like what I had heard was something that it would have only been something that she could have commented on from something that had happened like around that time.
Okay.
It was in relation to my niece, who I'm very, very, very close with. Like Lenore's, almost 8 now, but at the time she wasn't even a year old yet.
Okay.
So just things like that, and that happened all throughout like the first year. And like for the first year after she died, like we hung out like she'd been my best friend since 6th grade.
Okay.
And we hung out every Friday night, more than just that, but especially on Fridays. And for like the first year, I drove an hour away, and I went to her grave every single Friday. And I had this little tradition that I did every Friday at her grave. And just kind of like a thing with me and her. And but yeah, just a lot of things happened over like, even now, I mean, next month will be 7 years since she
wow.
died.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But especially during that first year, a lot of things I experienced that I just didn't have a rational explanation for. And I can very easily go to, okay, this is what's actually happening, not this shit or something like that. But there was no rational explanation for it.
So let me ask you, and feel free to say no.
Yeah.
But are you looking for a rational explanation, or is this something that just it gives you comfort and you're happy with it?
Kind of both. Like
Okay.
I look for a rational explanation because most of the time there is a rational explanation, but at the same time, if it really is her reaching out to me, like it would be nice to know that like she's still around.
Right.
Right.
And this is something that comes up often, especially because I when I go into events or discussions or even podcasts or what have you, because I have that skeptic reputation,
Mhm.
it's always questioned, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And situations like this come up where people are like, well, I've had this experience, and when we talk about it, it brings them comfort. It brings someone comfort and joy.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a Christmas song.
Comfort
Comfort
and
and joy. And that's usually where I draw the line. Like I stop. There's no reason for me to try to explain unless the person is looking for more.
Right.
You know, like usually it's like, okay, well, there's no reason for me to try to explain it or quote unquote debunking it, because if that makes you feel good, then so be it. I have no, you know, I have no problem. I have no issue with it. It's not my issue. It's not my
Right.
place. you
Right.
know?
Well, and I always say that like my personality and my thought process matches my mental health because I am bipolar as hell. Like I can
Preach it, sister.
like I can see the rational side of things, but then there's also the other side of it. Like for example, there was a song that her and I were obsessed with in middle school,
Right.
and it's something that you wouldn't normally hear on rotation in radio now,
Right.
but like the local rock station, every once in a while it'll pop up. So for me, like if I hear it on the radio, I'm like, oh, that's Steph. But in reality, it's just what happened to be on rotation at the radio station. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like that coincidence, but it's like that song just makes you remember her.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
it brings you back.
And other people
Yeah.
have other symbols like that. Butterflies are a huge. I mean, that's a very, very common symbolic thing. I don't know exactly how I want to say it, but it's
Cardinals.
it's just butterflies are symbolism that represent people.
Dragonflies.
Dragonflies are
Yeah.
another. Yeah, I mean, it comes up because people often pick them out because they're beautiful. You know,
Right.
butterflies, dragonflies, they're very beautiful. They're delicate, and you see them in nature, and it's like, wow, this is really awesome. This is the power of nature right here that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And people associate that with remembrance of loved ones, and that's why, I mean, I'm kind of going off road here, but when psychics bring it up, or mediums bring it up, and they mention butterflies or dragonflies, it's like, all right, well, you're going for the low hanging fruit here. You're calling out something that everyone most people will relate to.
Right.
So, but this story, what you're telling us, I mean, thank you. First of all, thank you for sharing it. I know you weren't comfortable, but then again, you came on here, so you were under contract. Under contract.
Yeah, whatever.
You're under contract. As soon as you pop in
Yeah.
here, you are obligated to tell a story.
Until she clicked the button.
Yeah, just rip the band-aid off.
Yeah.
Don't give me this, okay, fine. Oh, come on. Bullshit, and not
No,
tell
but
me
you
a
know
story.
what? I totally understand where you're coming from. I mean, it's still fresh, and it's a cool to have that comfort around. But sometimes if you tell that story, people think you're crazy.
Oh, I
But it's still
fully
for you.
embrace the crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
all of us do, I think.
But I mean, I'm glad you came on and told it.
And there's other, I mean, I still I listen to stories, or I see a certain movie of a commercial pops on, it takes me back to a friend that I lost.
Yep.
There was a friend that I lost, a very dear friend that I lost several years ago, that when a certain movie comes on, or a certain how shall I say this, a duo that stands outside of the RST video store, and
Yeah.
that's a reference. You should all know this if you know me.
Yeah.
But if that comes on, that takes me back to a buddy that I lost a couple years ago. And it's not I don't consider it a spiritual thing, but it's a remembrance. It takes me back to this friend that was a really good friend, and it brings up the memories, that we hanging out together, and it's a good memory, so I never knock that. I never try to I guess, quote unquote, debunk something like that. If you have that kind of story and it makes you feel good, and you're not pushing it onto everyone.
No, and I would never
Yeah.
do that. Like with me, I like I have my own beliefs and opinions on things, but like I never push that onto anybody because just because that's how I feel about something doesn't mean that's what's good for you or what you have to feel. Like my shit is my shit, your shit is your shit, and we don't have to agree on everything, but let's
Right.
go have a drink together anyway.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that's why, like, those kind of stories, it's interesting because sometimes I've been at events, conferences, where someone will tell a story and we're all sitting around drinking, having a good time, and someone will tell a story like that, and you see some of the heads turn and they look at me like, all right, how do you explain that? And my first response is, I don't have to.
Right.
Why should I? They're not preaching anything. They're telling a story, a personal story. They get some joy out of it. It's comforting to them. Why should I be the person that tries to just destroy that? That's just vindictive. That there's no point in that. So
Yep.
I like that story. That's a great story. I'm glad that you came on and told that story.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was
Yes.
nice.
One other thing I'll add, I actually have a half sleeve that I got in as like a memorial for her. We both love Alice in Wonderland, and
cool.
the same artist that did the other half sleeve that I have created it for me. I basically told him what I wanted and what my requirements were, because I gave the guy free reign. I just wanted like 2 or 3 things that like absolutely had to be in it. And one of those requirements is that it had to have 2 pocket watches, one set to 11/22 and the other one set to 4/29 for her birthday and her death date.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I got it done, the outline done, right around the 1-year anniversary of when she died. But like I said, next month will be 7 years, and I still have not gotten it filled in yet. But one day it will be.
You'll get there. There.
Yeah.
I like. I'm a fan of tattoos. I mean, it should be obvious. I have a few, but I'm a fan of tattoos when it's got a meaning to it.
Yeah.
Like if you just get something because you're drunk and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some tat. I'm gonna get some ink. Then you're just being a douchebag.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have 3 of those on my left shoulder. I mean, for all I know, it can be chicken fried rice or something. But I was 19 in my defense. That's all I'm gonna say.
I do like when I see people at conventions or any kind of events, and I see really nice ink. I'll ask them. I'll talk to them. I'll stop them and say, hey, you know what? I'm admiring the work here. Like, what's the story behind it? I love that story. I love it. Like every one of my pieces have a story behind it. There's a reason why I got it.
Same with mine.
Yeah, and I love hearing that story because that's the substance. That's the meaning behind it, and it's really, really cool. It's like learning the history of a ghost story.
Right.
You have a ghost story, but like great, a transparent figure shows up. There's 1,000 stories like that, but I want to hear the history behind it. Like why, and that's what it fascinates me. So awesome, very cool. Cool. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, Melissa.
Well, I mean, you kind of forced my hand calling me out like 3 times.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about there. I didn't force anything. I don't remember that part. Gosh.
All right, love you guys.
All right, love you too.
Timmy.
Thank you so much. Happy Halloween.
Oh,
Take it
happy
easy.
birthday, Donna.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
That was
All right.
nice.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Energy.
All right. That's awesome. What do we got? We got about 20 minutes left. So looking for questions. I'm looking for someone else to pop on if you want. I think I put I did. I put the link in the chat room if you want to pop on. Can he use the force on Melissa? That's right. It works well on the weak-minded. Did I say that out loud?
What? Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding. I'm so in trouble.
Wow.
I'm so in trouble.
No, sorry. Don't worry, Liz. I got your back.
I like Bob's comment here, the Kenny contract. That's right. You come on the show, you are obligated to talk about something. So it's the alcohol talking.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I'm blaming it on. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna roll with it. All right. So again, we're looking at we're looking for questions. We're looking for people to pop on. What else am I going to talk about? I talked about the request that I had about tagging along with Ghost Hunters. That's still open. I'd also, I mean, just putting it out there. I don't know who's watching, but psychics, psychic medium, especially mediums. I would love to sit down and record. So full disclaimer, I want to record a reading and see how it goes. I want to be able to bring people along that have never sat with a medium for a reading to be able to sit and have like a POV of a reading. And then, yes, I'm going to do commentary, but it'll be respectful. I don't, my videos really don't, I don't think I'm disrespectful. I try to approach everything from like, hey, you know what? This is what they said. This is what I found. And I take it from there. So if you're up for it, if you are a medium and you think that you can really, if you believe that you talk to the dead, then by all means, please contact me. I would like to do a video where we have a reading. And I'll pay for it. I mean, I'm it's your time, so I'll definitely pay whatever fee that you usually charge. But I want to be able to video it, and so I'm just putting that out there. All right. Wow, the rum's really getting to me. Bishop John Long is with a psychic tag team now. Gourd.
Huh.
Let's put that. Can you put that up there?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you mean Bishop James Long, because it's not his name is James, not John. I'm not being a dick about it. I'm just making sure we got the right name. Is with a psychic tag team now. So I only see James. I can't call him a bishop because it's just silly. I see James on TikTok. That's when I go on my TikTok channel. That's when I see James. He pops up on my feed because he is constantly talking or commenting on James. Yeah. He's constantly commenting on ghost videos and poltergeist videos and saying, oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that kind of shadow figure. I've seen that shit. I would love, so James, if you're watching, which you're not, but I would love to get on a live with you and talk and discuss these kind of things, because some of the evaluations that he has on videos are so outrageous and so out there. I would love to be able to discuss some of these things with him, just like I would love to discuss things with Mr. Baggins. That would be interesting, I think, between me and him.
I have to make sure we tag these guys in the.
Yeah, feel free to tag them. I've wanted to discuss things with Mr. Baggins for a while. I've tried. Unfortunately, my one opportunity to talk to him, I screwed up because I didn't understand what my wife was trying to say. So briefly, I'll go over it. We're at the museum in Las Vegas. We're at his Not Haunted Museum in Las Vegas. We go through I guess it's a secret door. It was like a shelving unit that moves. It's a doorway that opens, and you walk through, and you're in this room with this big, and I'll give them credit, big, awesome table with these freaking awesome chairs. I mean, I would definitely love to have this. I am jealous of this room. So we walk in, and as we walk in, I look off to my right, and I see a little person hiding in a little alcove waiting to do jump scares. I see him and I think, oh, I laugh and I'm like, haha, I see you. And I keep walking. There's display cases ahead of me. So I go and start looking at them. And Donna comes up and tries to tell me that Baggins is in the other corner, the opposite corner on the left side, and he's like out there in the open. I didn't hear what she was saying because my hearing is not, great. But
yeah,
she's like, you need to come over here. You need to come over here. And I'm thinking she's talking about the little person. And I'm like, yeah, I already know. I already saw it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he just pushes me off.
I kind of brush it off.
He brushes me off all the
My
time.
fault. My fault. Because once we got out of that room, she's like, you dumbass.
Yeah. I'm like, why?
Baggins was right there.
You listen to me. Like,
And I was like,
why was what's your problem?
What do you mean Baggins? There was a little person. What are you talking about, Baggins?
Like in the other fucking corner.
So I missed my opportunity. My fault. So yeah, my fault.
He was twice in that museum. I saw him.
Wait, twice?
Mm-hmm.
What was the second time?
When we were literally going like up and around, like where the girl in the chair is.
The girl in the chair. I don't remember that part.
Whatever's behind the whole. It was like a glass. It was almost like a long hallway, and there was a doll behind the dolls.
Oh, the Peggy the doll.
There.
Yeah.
Well, right as we were like turning to go in there, he was right here behind the door.
Bitch.
He was behind the door. Like I was like.
So I don't know if it's illegal to ask for this, but I really need an ID that doesn't have my name on it so I can go into the museum again because I am currently banned. As far as I know, I'm still banned.
No, he's banned. Yeah.
But I need to be able to get in there because I need to go visit again. So if anyone knows how I can do that, contact me, direct message.
Whatever.
Direct message.
But like seriously, I mean.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I see something. There is a question. I see a Q.
Yeah, I see it. Why'd you click it the other one off?
Because it's not the Q. John Kennedy. How would you use your skepticism to explain the harms of QAnon to someone truly questioning the QAnon cult? Wow. That's a good question. See, I don't know enough about QAnon. So I can't, I'm not going to comment right now because I don't know enough. That is not really the paranormal kind of stuff. That's more political, which I try to stay away from. So I'm gonna cut off my answer right there because I honestly don't know. And I don't want to say something stupid or say something that just makes no sense because that's pretty much what I'm going to say. I don't follow that. I don't really follow politics. I hate politics. I hate it. But I'm going to write that down in my 3 Tortured Souls notebook. And I will get back to you, John. And
it might not be this year, but he will get back to you. He's been really, really busy, and I say that with
Yeah, I have been busy. I mean, most of you know that I work in a hospital, and the hospital that I work into is opening a brand new building. Like, we're not talking a little like annex. We're talking a 16-story building that is huge, and I have been swamped with work where I cannot get done my fun work, which is like my videos and my articles and stuff. So I've been so swamped with work and just no time to do anything. But yeah, I want to get back to you on this because I think this would be it's a good question, and I think this would be an interesting discussion.
Oh, maybe we can make it a topic.
The harms. Yeah, I mean that's I do want to branch out a little bit because I do a lot of paranormal stuff, but I do want to start branching out into different topics. Like I'd like to get some doctors on. I'm going to try and reach out to like Steve Novella. I don't know if he's going to answer me, but I'd like to get him on and talk about more like into like the medical area and different topics, not just
smart guy.
Paranormal. He is, yeah, I like him. I like Steve. I talked to his brothers. I've talked to his brothers more than I have
Yeah.
talked to him, but yeah, we're gonna see about that. All right. Let's see. Do they really care enough to stop you from going into the museum? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So here's the Cliff Notes version of the story is that several employees were not employees anymore after I put out an article. I published an article about which one did I do? Oh, the Bela Lugosi mirror, which I'm trying to do a video on. I'm working on a video for that. But I put out the article. Several employees commented and or liked the article and were within a day or so relieved of their position
at the museum.
And I may or may not have had a meeting with them. I did. Where we talked about it and it was confirmed that yes, I was banned. Apparently my picture is up in the office with my name, and I'm not I mean, Mr. Baggins knows exactly who I am. There's no doubt about that. We've never crossed paths where we've interacted directly, but he is aware of what I'm doing, especially after the 666 guitar one. Oh my god. He was so pissed off. I wish I could have seen his face.
Why? How do you know that he was pissed off?
Because he called immediately after the article published. He called the guy that made up the story that sent him the that sold him the guitar.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck?
He called him up?
He called him.
I didn't know that.
Oh my god. He called him immediately. Oh my god.
What did the guy say?
Oh, he's like, yeah, I did.
He just told him he made it up. Wow.
Oh my god. So
he
the story
wanted his money back?
No.
Or
no.
like he was pissed that he told a story.
Oh my god. That made me laugh so hard. So you have to understand, like, once this so the story broke that not even broke. So it was a couple of years ago that this guy put this guitar up. It was a satanic guitar. That's what he called it. Satanic guitar. The 666 guitar. He had this story and he was selling it on it wasn't like eBay, but it was like you can almost look at it as like the musical instrument version of eBay.
Okay.
So if you want an instrument or
They
like
have
you
their
want to buy a
own-
vintage, they have their own eBay kind of thing.
Okay.
So this guy had it up and it was this story. And when you read the story, it was every cliche from a horror movie that you could possibly fit into a story. Like everything
Mhm.
had Friday the 13th. It had satanic overtones. It had playing Don't Fear the Reaper in the background. It was like the guy was into the occult. It was a teenage kid, sacrifice, everything, every cliche. So much so that when you read the story, you were like, bullshit. Like, cool story, bro, but bullshit. And Zach bought the guitar anyway because someone, I guess it had been up for a couple years. It had been up for several years, and then someone finally sent the link to Zach, and then he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna buy it because that's a totally cool story, and it's supposed to be possessed and all this stuff." So I contacted the owner. I talked to him, and he was a nice guy. He was a really nice guy. I don't want to diss him. I don't want to make him sound like, he was an asshole or anything. He was a really nice guy. And when I said that I wrote for Skeptical Inquirer, he was like, I love that magazine. I really love it. I love what it teaches. I love what it does. And I capitalized on that. I appealed to his nature of being honest and true with science and said, you're promoting this story, you're letting this guy promote this bullshit as real and con people out of money. So tell me what really happened. And he admitted that, yes, I made up the story. I made it up to sell the thing. And as soon as I published my story, I talked to him like 2 days later, and he's like, yep, Zach called me. He's like, what is this? He read the article. He's like, what is this real? He's like, well, yeah. But the thing is, the guy that made up the story is protected because Zach already made his money.
Right. Oh yeah.
It had been open for 2 days. He already had people, remember, $50 a pop. Or 40, it was like 40.
That.
No, it was like 45.
I think it was more.
It was $44 a person.
Let's look it up.
Oh, Donna, producer Donna's like, I'm gonna look this shit up. You look it up.
Yeah, you talk about the story. Go
All right, so I'm pretty sure at the time it was $44 a person to get into the museum when we went with Susan Gerbic and Mark Edward, and we went through. So I don't know what it is now, but he already made his money. It was only $666 because 666, and then plus shipping, which I think was $66 and 60 cents or something like that. It was something stupid.
It was like
it was really.
funky.
It was like
I was like, really?
Let's stay with the theme. So it really didn't cost that much.
That was funny. Like,
and I mean, it was a item in his museum where he definitely made the money within the first day. So if Zach was going to admit that he was bamboozled or just hoaxed, then he would have to refund that money, and he's not going to do that. So, and I mean, we see that today on your Halloween wars, the cake wars and stuff. He's for some reason, some jackass marketing guy thought it would be great to have Zach on as a host, and he's promoting
all the bullshit stories.
He's promoting like the Dybbuk box, the Bela Lugosi mirror, and all his little objects, which have been thoroughly debunked. He's still promoting
the doll in the chair, the one we just talked about.
Yeah, Peggy the doll. Yeah,
she was on one of the episodes.
So he doesn't care about actual investigation. He doesn't care about telling the truth. He cares about promotion of whatever gets him ticket sales.
Okay, here you go. Ready? General admission, ages 16 plus.
Okay.
$48. Wow. RIP, all access, $79.
RIP. Does that what's that stand for? Does it say?
It says RIP. So it must be like a
VIP.
VIP, but he's like ripped instead because he's
because he's ripped. That's my Zach impression.
So then it says local senior military proof of ID. So I guess if you're local,
right,
your ticket's only $42 instead of $48.
That's a lot of money.
And then wait, you can get a RIP all access. Local senior and military.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I get it now.
$73. For a local. Like what the hell, dude? And you guys have no idea how many people go through here. Like, hold on. What's that?
I'm looking at Bob's comment. There's a large picture of Kenny in a mission. That's right.
Oh, yeah, his picture. Yeah, oh, definitely. I have no doubt, Jade Kitten, that Kenny is banned from that museum.
All right.
I probably am too because I'm associated with him.
Wait, let's see. I'm going to go here. Audra says, how about talking to a psychiatrist about mental illness is affected by ghost sightings?
That would be cool too.
Oh, okay. Talking to a psychiatrist about how mental illness is affected by alleged ghosts. Okay. That would be interesting. That'd be really interesting. Right.
Good idea, Audra.
Psychiatrist.
Send us a message behind stage.
Any psychiatrist, if you know anyone that would come on the show. So that's part of my problem is that I don't know if it's a problem, but it's a difficulty in getting someone to come on a show like this. Even though I'm more science-based, I'm more promoting skepticism, it's hard to get someone with any kind of reputation to come on and talk about these topics. So if you know anyone and can recommend anyone, that'd be great. I would love to go that route and just have someone come on and talk about, in general terms, because I know if you come on, you can't give specific advice because you really need to talk to the person. You need to have a consultation. You can't give specific advice on here. And we've seen that before. I've had like Tim Vickers on, and he spoke in general terms, and that's what you have to do. Coming up, I will have a lawyer on eventually. I'm scheduling it now, but I'll have a lawyer on to talk in general terms about liability and slander and stuff like that with ghost hunters, and when they go into people's houses and tell them like they have demons and the homeowners like freak out and have to leave. We're going to talk about topics like that. So I've already talked to a guy and he's going to come on, but we just have to figure out a set date with his schedule. So that should be fun. Let's see. Oh, Baggins never lets the truth get in the way of a good story. This is true. Mm-hmm. This is true. He'd rather have the drama than a good story. And it's really sad. It's really sad. I mean, if he, like with the Dybbuk box, I mean, we did a show. We had Kevin Manis on. He's the guy that started that story of the Dybbuk box. He came on the show. He admitted openly that he made up the story. And yet, you have this promoter of this museum still putting that story out and still backing that story, even though it's been revealed to be a hoax. That tells me he is intentionally deceiving the public to make money.
Yeah, and you know how he's doing it?
Charging for tickets?
Well, no, but he's doing the Bacon Show. So everybody that watches any kind of food show is a foodie. All the foodie. Well, yeah, like all the hot name chefs have restaurants in Las Vegas.
Right.
So now that he's on a foodie show,
he's trying to get them in.
Yeah. He's going to say, oh, well, if next time they're in Vegas, they're going to go have dinner here, but maybe I can sway them over to my museum. They can, do that the night before or whatever. That's what he's doing, because he's repeating these same stories that have been, debunked, but now it's out on the Food Network. So everybody's like, ooh, maybe we should go to Baggins Museum, like, oh, maybe, next time we're in Vegas, that's where we'll go,
So let me see here.
So, yeah. I'm
looking up the definition of fraud.
He probably lost a little money during COVID, so he's trying to make up for it now.
Fraud, from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, says the crime of using dishonest methods to take something valuable from another person. So, just that simple definition, he's been made aware that the story was a hoax. He is still taking money from people to go see it and promoting it as something that it's not. So, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take me at,
maybe
like Kenny said this, but
maybe he just puts his word, oh, it's an alleged now.
Yeah. I wish I had my ticket. It's not, I don't have my ticket. Our tickets that we got from the museum were downstairs with the with his plagiarized book. The show, like, oh yeah, I was at his museum with his plagiarized book. So, all right. So what else we got here? We got a couple.
Should laminate. We should get somebody to take our tickets and get his autograph on it. And then
if we can, I don't know. That'd be hard. Does anyone? Yeah. If anyone visits Vegas and can get tickets and go to the museum and get an autographed ticket from Baggins, I'll pay for it.
We'll pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
Because he is, if you ask, I'm pretty sure I heard that he is there probably about 80% of the time.
From information that we will not disclose the sources of, because we're protecting
This is
the
just
people.
Divine Donna talking.
If he's home, apparently he watches all the video feeds from the museum, and he comments.
And the video feeds are live.
Yeah, and he comments in the microphone, the earpieces of the guides, and yells at them if they do something wrong. It's so bad. I don't like him. All right, there's one final question we'll take, and then I'm going to do my announcements, and then I think we're going to get out of here. Jade Kitten, how much do you think we'd have to pay Zach to name his son Frodo Baggins?
First of all, I don't think he's going to be having any kids, honestly. I don't know if he swings that way.
I'm not touching that, but okay. So all right, with that, moving on. Baggins never lets us in. Yeah, we got that. Ghost in the Machine. So that's my video series. Yes, John, that I'm doing for Skeptical Inquirer, and I'm working on a couple things, like little bits here and there, as I get interviews and gather information. So I'm trying to do more videos. And yes, the mirror is one of them. The Bela Lugosi mirror is one topic that I'm trying to get into. I have the very, very nice person that donated that mirror to the museum. I know her. We're good friends. And once family situations subside, we're going to talk. We're going to have an interview. She's going to come on and talk to me. And then I'm also in contact with the Lugosi family. So that should be a good video. That's all I'm going to say about that. Jesus. What is this? Jesus. That was perfect. All right. So announcements. Let's see. I did that. November 1st. Oh my God.
October 31st.
No, is Halloween and Donna's birthday.
So just in case you forgot, Kenny Biddle, you still got one more day to get out there.
Yeah, I gotta get out and get a present.
Yeah.
We'll go out tomorrow. You know how we go out tomorrow and you just pick out whatever you want.
You do that? No.
No? I have to pick it out?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll be out for a couple hours tomorrow.
Yeah. Or Amazon will be good.
Ooh. I need some help with that. All right. So November.
Yeah, we just had our personal conversation.
November 4th.
Don't forget your wife's birthday when it's on
the
best holiday
I don't forget.
ever.
It's just so much going on.
But I should be that first person
You are the
saying,
priority.
Hey, Halloween's coming up, that candy day. That's my wife's birthday. You see it as you drive down the streets. You're reminded everywhere about Halloween. Everybody's decorated for my birthday.
A little pop-up that says awkward silence.
It is true. Everybody celebrates my birthday. They decorate.
I'm going to turn off your mic soon. Okay. November 4th.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody that decorates for Halloween.
Shut up, John. November 4th. I will be a guest on Crossroads podcast with Jody Nettles. She's a friend of mine, and that'll be a podcast where we're going to be talking about, I don't know what we're going to be talking about. Who knows? And then I guess for the rest of the year, I'm kind of done. I'll be doing this show. I'll be doing the 3TS show. But the rest of the year, I am done for projects. I am booked up.
Yeah.
I am overbooked, honestly, with what I'm doing. I'm currently doing a Rhine Institute course with Lloyd Arabak that started October 10th, and it's going to November 30th. Every Tuesday night, I'm doing a class with him, and that's been taking a lot of my time because that's more involved than just doing a podcast. So with that, and there's other projects that I'm heavily into, trying to get done. So next year, first event that I have that I'm probably going to do is March 25th to 27th. It's the Rochester Winter Parafest up in Rochester, New York.
That's
and
not
it's
far from Buffalo.
I know it's only about
Is it
like
about
2 hours, 2 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our friend Ted Vanson, who does the WLFE-DB radio network, which I broadcast on here. He's doing that. I want to also give a shout out to Skeptical Inquirer. This issue that just came out, there are 3 articles, one by Ben Radford, my editor, one by me, and then one by JD Sword, who was in the chat room earlier. We did pretty much, me and Ben did a closer look at the Entity case, which is the Doris Byther case, poltergeist case. There was a famous movie, a well-known movie done called The Entity. Ben Radford did the story behind the story, and then I actually did a closer look at the photographs that were associated with that investigation. JD Sword did a very good article about the boy behind the Exorcist story. The real boy behind the Exorcist story. Really good. And then we have a cover art by Celestia Ward, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And
so
she was just on the show a few weeks ago.
she was on the show a couple of weeks ago. So really, really nice. And then that's about it. Oh, so I'm going to hype up something. Me and JD have to get together and decide a date, but we are going to do the one chip challenge. We're going to do this
for the second time.
Fucking thing. I hate this thing. I hate it. I hate it so much. I had this and I had this. I have to send one of these to JD, and we are going to get together. We're going to do a show. But I think we're going to set I think I'm going to go preliminary with a $500
donation,
total donation to the Cancer Research Institute. So I'm going to put that out there right now. I'm going to start doing this right now because I want to hype it up and get it done. If you do donations, so all of you that are still watching, if you do a donation to the Cancer Research Institute, and I'll put a link up in the show notes afterwards, and send me the receipt so I can see and we can total it up. If we reach $500, both of us will eat this demonic, possessed, evil
chip,
just world-ending chip on camera, on video. We'll do a live video. We'll eat this.
See them cry.
You can see us suffer and a horrible death from that thing. But we'll do it for charity. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna need about 3 months.
3 months for what?
Before we.
No, we have to do it by the end of the year.
You didn't get it.
Yeah, before Christmas.
I know you didn't get it. Like usually, if I take like a life insurance policy out, I need 3 months.
Wow. Okay, we know where Donna's priorities lie.
It was just a joke.
The fuck. All right. I think that's it for now. I don't have anything else. Again, if there's a ghost hunting team out there that's watching that you'd be willing to have me tag along, and be respectful, but I will do commentary. If you do something wrong, I'll correct it with good information. But if you do something right, I'll definitely highlight it. So, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to tag along and show people what a ghost hunt is. Same thing with any medium that's out there. If you're willing to have a skeptic sit with you and record it and I guess analyze your reading, if you're not afraid of that, let me know. Send me a message and we can hook up. Other than that, tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Don't forget your costumes.
Yes, 3TS, 3 Tortured Souls. We are doing a open mic night, and it's basically you have to wear a costume. We're gonna all be in costumes. I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. Yeah, we're going to the Halloween store tomorrow morning. Yeah, But we'll be in costume for tomorrow night. And if you want to come on, talk, have a question, if you want to just be part of the show, you have to be in costume. That's all. And I encourage it. It's going to be fun. So, hey, Tim Vickers made it. I see him. What's up? Jedi Biddle. That's right.
Thanks for all the birthday wishes.
I even have a lightsaber, Tim. I love that. All right. We're good. Let me see. We're good. All right. So I'm going to play our ending video, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And remember, never stop learning. See you next week.
See ya.